Hi guys, Tracy here. I have two more scrapbooking layout shares for you guys. These are both layouts that I did for 2 peas in a bucket on National Scrapbooking Day. I did them in the morning, and the second one I'm going to show you, I did it in the morning, but I kind of finished it in between the challenges that I was doing at scrapbook.com, and so I didn't actually finish it off until the nighttime. But anyways, this is the first one that I did, and this was the Use Bright Colors challenge with Amy Tan. And I often use bright colors, but I really wanted to use lots and lots of bright colors. And I've never used a bright red, or I don't think I've ever used any bright color as a background. I sometimes will use pattern paper or white or like gray or craft or something like that, but I rarely use such a bright color as a background. So that was what I really wanted to do for this challenge, to really kind of make me do something that I wouldn't normally do, because that's what I like challenges for. So I'm just going to show you kind of the close-ups of this one. I don't have process videos for any of these because I did them so quickly and didn't have my camera set up or anything. So that's what it looks like, and I'll just walk you around it if I can. I'm not very good at doing that, but I'll try to remember everything. I've got my little cheat sheet here. So the background paper is by Stampin' Up. It's the Poppy Parade, which is one of their in colors, and I think it's from 2 years ago, so one of the in colors that's about to retire. I really like it. It's kind of a tomatoey red, and it's really not, it's not pinkish at all, which is what I really like, so it looks great with yellows. So, and I did some kind of, I did broad and narrow, sorry guys, I did broad and narrow outlining on this one, so you can see that it just kind of gives it a bit more of a sketchy appearance. And then I did some misting with Mr. Huey's. I used opaque white, heirloom blue, and the yellow is butterscotch? Is that what it's called? Custard. So I knew it was a food. And so that just kind of broke up the red. It was very, very red. And then I also did I did some misting in white, and then I just did splatters with the other colors. And then I took a couple of strips of different sassafras papers, which I've been trying not to hoard. I'm trying to actually use these papers. So they're from the Me Likey and Life is Beautiful collection, and I can't remember which these two are from, but it's one of those two. I basically, the colors in those two collections, Life is Beautiful and Me Likey, were so similar to one another that I just put it all together, and now I forget which is which, but sassafras anyways. And I put the strips really far apart. Usually when I do backgrounds that have strips going one way or another, I usually kind of put them all close together to have lots and lots of pattern, but I really wanted to have the impact of lots of bold red in between them, so I left them spaced out for this one. And I outlined them. And I like how they just kind of stick out, and I left this one kind of hang off the edge and trimmed it off. And so then I just put my picture on, and I did outline around the picture as well with that same broad-tipped marker. The broad-tipped marker I've been using these days because my Zig pen ran out, and I've replaced it with American Crafts Precision pens, which are these ones, and they don't come as wide like you buy the package of them. I think there's 4 or 5 markers in a package, and the broadest one is 0.8, and so it's not broad enough. And so I use my Faber-Castell broad or brush tip. The B is for brush, so B right there, and it looks like this. And so that gives you that broad marker. It gives you about the same width as the other side of the Zig. The other thing that I've done, just while I'm talking about markers, these pens all come in a set and they all look the same. You have to kind of look at the bottoms of them to see which is 0.8, which is 0.3, and which is 0.5. So I use 0.3 the most, so I just put a bit of washi tape around the top, and I put just the number 0.03 there. Is it 0.03 or 0.3? It says 03, 0.03. Yeah, that's right. 0.3 would be very broad. So anyways, that way when I'm grabbing my pen, I can easily grab this, because otherwise there's like 5 of these in my bin and they look exactly the same. So I'm also going to grab the 0.08 one, because these two are different enough that I often use these two together, and I'll just put a different kind of washi on that. So that's just a tip. Sorry, I got off track there. yeah, so I outlined everything with the broad tipped pen, the Faber-Castell one. And then I also cut out this wonderful life thought bubble, or speech bubble, I guess, from the Bo Bunny Ad Lib collection that I got last year, and just outlined it again. And then I just clustered a bunch of embellishments. And what I did here was I got rid of some of my Lime Ricky collection. Lime Ricky was the first designer series collection that I ever bought. Like up until then I was just kind of buying the cheapest paper I could find, basically. But when this collection came out, I loved the colors and I loved the distressedness of it and all that kind of stuff. So I jumped in and started buying designer paper, and I haven't looked back. But I didn't finish it all because I was a bit of a hoarder. And so anyways, I've got lots of these chipboard elements left over, so I'm trying to get rid of them. And I thought that this was kind of a good layout to use them on because they are so bright. So I did a bit of journaling there, taking a break after horseback riding and visiting the petting zoo, Hatfield Farm, summer 2011. And what I really liked about this picture is how we're all kind of like we're all doing the same thing, and the kids' ice cream is really bright and colorful, and we're all kind of like laughing at whatever it is on my phone, probably pictures of horseback riding, because I do have some of those pictures on my phone, so I'm pretty sure that would have been what we were looking at. I put an Amy Tangerine sticker from her collection from last year, whatever that one's called, right there. It says these are the days. And then I put these 3 Tim Holtz playing pieces, and they are 4 because Sophie was 4 in this picture, 38, you can probably guess, and 6. She was 6 in that picture. So, and then I just used, well, I was using the Girls Paperie. I was trying to put a beautiful day to play, but I could only find a beautiful to play. They didn't have day in the Girls Paperie word. These stickers come in like a spiral bound book that has letters and words and different sticker and borders and stuff. And so I couldn't find day. So but I did find day in the Tim Holtz pack that's similar. And so I just mixed it. I just took the A from the Tim Holtz pack too, just so it wasn't like just the word day was standing out as being different, if that makes any sense. And so then I just kind of scattered the embellishments around, and I threw in this little Apple logo there because of the iPhone. And then I called it Ice Cream because I didn't want to call it Ice Cream because that's not really what I was talking about. It's more about the iPhone. So what I would have liked to have done is do like the little I and then caps for the C-E and C-R-E-A-M, but I didn't have the right fonts, and I really wanted to use this sparkly yellow font, so I went with that. This is Thicker's Sprinkles in white vinyl, and then this is Ricky Nicky, is that what it's called? Ricky Nicky, I think, yep. I'm looking for it, I'm pretty sure it's Ricky Nicky. And then this is a flare from Avalicious and another just little piece scrap from the same pattern paper that this came from, and a couple more of those little Lime Ricky things, and that was it. So this was a pretty easy and fast layout to do. I really love how circles look all spread out, and it's really easy to do. You just got to kind of spread them out and layer them a little bit, and they look great. So I'm really, really happy that I was able to do this one so quickly because I'm such a slow scrapper. It's nice to be able to pump one out quick. So I'll just move on and show you guys the next one. So this layout called Shy Girl comes from this challenge right here. It was the Color Inspiration Challenge, where you had to use either this photo for inspiration or create your own kind of collection of home things and use that as your, and that sounded way too complicated for me. So, and I liked this color combination. So it's like, it's greens and yellows and then this blue, which is really nice. I wanted to use some wood grain too, because even though that wasn't part of the challenge, I really liked the look of these things on this wooden table, but I didn't end up using wood grain. So these dots here are from, and people had asked me on my blog how I did this. It actually isn't layers of circles, they're just it was this My Mind's Eye paper, which I got from Nicole, who is Scrapology here on YouTube. She gave me a bunch of paper when she did a purge. And thanks, Nicole. I've used this paper so much since you sent it. I've only had it for a week and I've used like tons of it. So thank you so much. This is My Mind's Eye Just Dreamy 2 collection. And I've obviously used almost all of it up on this layout just to get these dots. But they come with different color. I obviously didn't use the orange because it didn't fit with the color scheme, but I used the 2 shades of blue and I used the green. For this layout, and I just used a punch. I think I used this Stampin' Up! Punch, this 1 3/4 inch. I'll be able to tell you. Yep, that's what I used. So, and then I just, when I cut them out, I spaced them so that some of them were centered and some of them were kind of over like that, so that they didn't look perfect. Because it wouldn't be perfect if I tried, so I might as well go for the look where I'm purposely making it look uneven. So then I just, obviously, I used, this is Lily B Designs paper. I love this yellow paper, and it was left over from another layout that I did for National Scrapbooking Day on scrapbook.com. So I had this big chunk and I really liked it, and I liked how it picked up on the yellow in the flowers here, and it also kind of fit with the color scheme right here. So so yeah, then I just laid out the circles in a grid and glued them down, but when I glued them, I just put adhesive in the middle part so that I could roll up the edges to get a bit more texture. So that's how that looked. And then, so it was just basically outlining on this, and then I matted this picture on a piece of green paper that was also from the paper that Nicole gave me. And then I just added a couple of small embellishments, and I used warm calico, Mr. Huey's, and look at how nice that turned out. Isn't that nice? I really love warm calico. I hadn't used it until now, and now I'm just using it constantly. Oh, another thing I just did for interest was I left a couple of places where I didn't do the outlining and put a couple of hash marks beside it, or cross marks. So I really like how that turned out. And then these are those beautiful wings embosslets from Stampin' Up! And then these are, so they cut and emboss. I've shown them before in different videos. They're from Stampin' Up! And Sizzix. And then these are Martha Stewart butterfly punches that are on this like blue flocked paper with a pattern on it. There it is right there. And then that's the bigger Martha Stewart's butterfly. It's another Martha Stewart's butterfly, and then that's from the Fashionable Hearts embosslet from the, it's kind of similar to these, it's just, it cuts and embosses at the same time. And then I put a bunch of different flare badges from Avalicious. I used Cosmo Cricket Tiny Type in turquoise to spell out the word shy, and then these are Amy Tangerine Goodness thickers. Oh, they're in the white though, not slate. I usually use slate. So that was it. This one took a while longer than the other one, even though it seems more simple. It just took me longer to decide what it was I was going to do, but once I decided, it was pretty easy and fast. So thanks for checking out my layouts, guys. There are details in my blog if you're interested, and I've got a bunch of videos that are gonna kind of all come up at around the same time because I have some narrating to do. So thanks for watching, and welcome to all my new subscribers, and feel free to comment if you've got any questions about what you've seen.